Hope you're all still awake. Late Night Mega here, and we're at the campsite at the coast of Valor. And we're going to go this way, over to the Champ Sauvage. Because last time we heard about some people that were over here causing kind of a ruckus, and let's see if we can check that out. We're supposed to be going up to Mount Pang Li. But this place is like burning. That's kind of disturbing. Oh, gosh, these guys are kind of disturbing. Vicious metal slime. That's not okay at all. That's not okay either. Haven't even had a turn yet, and we got to start by healing up. Alright, last time we talked about a little bit about what we're doing with Hendrik and what his role on the team will be, and what his future possible role on the team might be. Kill those metal slime knights before they get another critical hit. There we go. Yeah! That's how it's done. And this time I kind of wanted to touch a little bit more about that. But just one other note. Hendrik, with his high HP and all those passive buffs on his shield skills, that's going to make him a super defensive character, super tanky, and in general, it has to be very specific tanky-like characters. I enjoy super tanky characters. For instance, in one of my Pokemon Nuzlocks, my Pokemon Crystal Nuzlocke, I had a Bastiodon. It's a rock steel type. And the thing was just, it didn't have too much for offensive stats, but it got by. But it really shined with the defensive stats. It just had massive defense and special defense, so much so that anything trying to hit it that wasn't a super effective hit did very laughable damage. And it didn't really matter if my Bastiodon took, 2 or 3 turns to kill something, because it just was not taking damage. Those are the kinds of tanks I like. Not necessarily the whole part about taking longer to kill things, but the fact that a tank being so good that they're barely getting hurt. That is when I like a tanky character. Fire Emblem, even though I don't play Fire Emblem games, and haven't played them, but I have watched my friend Seraphin290 play them. I've subscribed to him, so if you want to check out some Fire Emblem playthroughs, check him out. He tends to explain things very well as well. But he uses like the knights and the generals, and they're just super tanky characters, and most everything that comes up against them will just do like one or 2 damage, or most of the time even no damage, because that's how awesome their defenses are. Those are when I like tanks. I don't like... an example of a tank that I don't like would be... I should say the concept of a tank, because I don't think it really, truly existed in the game, but Final Fantasy IV for the Nintendo, specifically the DS version. Final Fantasy IV...
Triumph was never in doubt.
The PSP, Game Boy Advance, or even Super NES versions. That's my favorite Final Fantasy game. But the DS version and the Steam version is, in my opinion, the worst Final Fantasy game because of how poorly it's designed. But people say that, Cecil in that game is supposed to be like this really tanky character. And while he does have a huge HP stat compared to the others, his HP stat in that game is just ridiculous. Not like you know, the other iterations of Final Fantasy IV. But the thing is, he still takes massive damage from everything. He doesn't... And that's just more of the nature of the game being terrible than it is him not really being necessarily good at tanking. But I don't believe much of anything is good at tanking. Unless you have like very specific setups for very specific enemies and very specific battles. But not just like a general, hey, let's get into a random encounter, and hey, I can be tanky here and just have all of the attacks drawn to me, and, you know, everything will be fine. Can't really do that in Final Fantasy IV, not with the random battles. It tends to not go well.
Our triumph was never in doubt.
So yeah, those sort of tanks that are still going to... that are basically just an HP sponge, or just have high HP, but don't necessarily have super high defenses to go with it. I'm not as big of a fan of those. And there's tons of other examples in Pokemon that I could list with tanky type Pokemon.
Victory is ours.
Even just in general, in tactical RPGs or in Pokemon, I like using Pokemon, or I should just say Pokemon matchups in general, where, you know, the Pokemon I'm using isn't going to take much damage against what it's battling against, even if I can't necessarily kill it in one hit. I like those types of tanks. Another reason why I'm here, and why I'm doing, you know, all this, is, yeah, I want to check the quests here, and I'm seeing that I'm getting some more quest options available to us. But the mini-medal place, since it's by here, I'm going to go turn in the mini-medals we have, because we can get our next reward. And I am all about that. So yeah, if Hendrik just kind of turns into a tank where basically he has higher HP than the other characters, but he's still taking pretty much the same amount of damage, I'm probably not going to use him. Or he's like barely taking less damage than the other characters, I'm probably not going to use him over Jade. But if he ends up, you know, taking like half the damage that anyone else on the team is taking, I'm probably going to use him. Again, there's still the other factors of the agility, the critical hits. As far as abilities and skills, I think Hendrik has by far the upper hand on that over Jade. But Jade has... Again, we're going to see how the agility plays out. Jade might have the speed, and I love the claws in general as a weapon. So we have some new side quests here. This one, I don't really care to do anything with. But I'll accept the quest anyways, just because, you know, it's here, we're here. If I ever feel like doing that, if I ever feel like that's a piece of equipment or accessory we ever need. I talked to this guy because I see this guy has another side quest, but this is really just a little tiny fisherman hiding behind the monster who actually has the side quest. And this is also the area... Why would you jam so many side quests in this particular vicinity when you can't freaking understand what they're even saying? I half don't know what I'm supposed to really do here. Oh, the Hades helm. Get some perfume. Oh yeah, we have to get some perfumes. Where was it? Oh, the Cryptic Crypt. Yeah, so when we're over in that area, if I remember this quest, we might take care of this for him. Or it might just be another one of those things that we just kind of stumble upon and we're like, hey, I found the item that so-and-so was looking for, that we accepted a quest, and then we'll go back and turn it in. And then there's this quest as well about some little girl that was always causing trouble, but then she ended up running off or leaving before this Augustine here could give her the diploma. So she's been going through life not having a diploma, and she wants her to have her diploma, and we gotta go deliver the diploma. And it looks like we get some sort of recipe for this. Gear that glimmers. This doesn't sound like the type of thing I'm interested in. I've never been interested in, you know, looking too fashionable or things like that. I don't follow a lot of those fashion trends. Or even if it's like the things like the cut-up jeans and that, I didn't get into that too much. Or just different styles. I'm thinking back to like high school when you had like the goth group and they just always dressed in all black and always wore like long black baggy pants, and even when it was like super hot outside, I don't know how they did that. And they like dyed their hair pitch black and all that. Yeah, no, I don't do things like that. I'm not too much into like, you know, having certain labels or brands of clothes or whatever. I get whatever I think is comfortable, and if it happens to be a brand name, okay, sure, but I'm not going to spend too much extra on it. Again, I had to test out those jars just to make sure. We got the thing. I don't even think I could equip the thing. I wasn't even paying that much attention. I'm busy talking about clothes. The glimmering stuff got me talking about that. We have another side quest here. We have to solve her riddle, and we get 5 mini-medals. This is a side quest I definitely want to be doing, because I want 5 mini-medals. And so the way this goes is you just have to write riddle. Riddle me this. I'm dealing with the Riddler here. So this slime says that we need to equip a weapon that wants to be stolen. I'm not the greatest at riddles, I'll be honest. Riddles are not my strong suit, so I'm like, yeah, cautery sword. Now, what if you talk to this slime again? Conchella here. So snatch me, pinch me, steal me, and then she's like, oh dear, I think I've given it away too much. So then I'm thinking, okay, this is probably a steel broadsword. Get it? Steel, yeah. So now I'm looking for a steel broadsword. I might try something else just for the sake of it. Yeah, that's... I don't have a steel broadsword on me, that's the issue. So, next time I'm forging something, I'll see if I can forge a steel broadsword. I'm sure by this point we have the equipment for it, or if I find it at a shop. I'm not going to rush out and do that. Well, if we can forge it, I'll forge it in this episode. But if I can't, I'm not going to rush out and do that, you know, on camera. I'll wait till next time that I'm, like, after this episode. Like, between episodes, I'll find one and buy one or something. I don't even know if we found a shop where we could buy those right now. I mean, I'm sure we did before the whole world went into chaos, but we can't just zoom around the world again. Alright, so let's go up here and see if there's any more. Okay, there's one over there, but I'm pretty sure that's one that we had before. And this one about the memory box is one we had before. And I don't care about the reward for that either. But, however, unless... Come on, load. I'm trying to stall here for the loading screen. I end up seeing that... Did I see that? I literally just ran by a golden sparkle spot. Okay, apparently I missed it here. Well, I'll get it at some point. Okay, I kind of spoiled it. We're going to be back here. And I will see the golden sparkle spot, and that is actually the memory box that person is looking for the side quest, so we can complete the side quest, and it's actually quite that easy. It blended in very well with the flowers. But yeah, I want the 5 mini medals because that'll get me to the next thingy. So I'm going to see right now if we can forge this steel broadsword. Hey look, we can. Hey look, we have plenty of materials to do it with. Technically, I don't even have to get, you know, perfection on this or anything, because you'll take any old steel broadsword. But you know what? We're going to go for it. Alright, so we're just gonna do the classic double-edge bash. Not gonna do any more of that. We're gonna do a triple whammy. That's a new skill we got. Which that wasn't bad. You know what? This looks good enough for me. Got everything into the green. Probably could have done a lightning bash on that bottom one, but like I said, it's a steel broadsword. I'm not actually going to use this thing in battle. Unless we gain, like, an ability to throw weapons and items and such, which I don't think we're going to. So, now let's zoom back. Okay, I think on the way back here, this is where I'm going to notice the golden sparkle spot. Yeah, see, it's kind of night, so I can see it from a distance. Yeah, see, I noticed it. I was not even intending to complete this side quest, but here we are completing it, so I may as well, you know, turn this one in too. I mean, we're literally right here. I never found the side quest about that newspaper article that got blown out the window. Yeah, it was obnoxious. So we'll turn this one in first. If you're hearing background noises, I am still dog sitting, and that's just dog Bailey chewing on her Nyla bone, which she loves to do loudly. Again, you might not be hearing anything, and I'm just, you know, saying stuff and rambling just to fill up space, which may or may not even be true. Okay, it is true. So yeah, she's talking about her memories with her best friend, and she had some gift that was buried or whatever. Now she opened it, and there was ribbon in the box, and she's gonna give us the ribbon because she thinks that would be, you know, a token of appreciation, whatever, blah blah blah. Nobody cares. Just give me the thing, give me the stamp that completes the side quest, and let's be on our way. Yeah, Bella's bow. I wonder, can Hendrik wear that? Well, Jace can't wear it. We're not, yeah, I just had to make sure. You never know, especially with accessories, what characters can and can't wear certain accessories. We had that surprise not too long ago with that ring that only Eric could equip. It would, like, increase his max MP and restoration rate or something. Yeah, I forgot to equip the thing. Yeah, you have to equip the weapon. Hooray! But this quest was not that easy. There is another one. Riddle me this. Weapon sounds like it's made to frustrate something that's flagging. Well, let's just talk to you again so you give us a hint that will practically give it away. Okay, it frustrates things, it diffuses, damp swims, it inclines, it foils, fizz, and you said too much. Okay, you freed the feline. So, fizzle. So it's going to be like some sort of fizzle. We might even have the thing, but it's like a fizzle wand or something. I looked this up off camera. It's not the cautery sword. But I think it's since it's a wand, it's not something that Jace can even equip here. So it's something that either Serena or Veronica can equip. Or Rab, I guess. And we'll have to come back and get that later. Well, that's unfortunate. Well, now I have nothing else to do, so let's zoom back to where we started this episode off. This has been like the least productive episode yet. We just keep zooming back to the same campsite where we started. And this still isn't going to be the last time that we zoom back here, folks. Well, it might be the last time in this particular episode. Okay, so now I think it is time to progress and go up to that Mount Pang Li. So we're going to skip all these enemies. We're going to pick up sparkle spots that we see along the way. That's a particularly useful crafting item. I don't think I have too many of those. But we do have a new enemy here. It's the next of these goblin enemies. This is, or grudlin enemies, as they're called in Dragon Quest. Summoning more of them is not okay. That did not get rid of you. That's also not okay. And now they're getting pumped up, and their strength goes up by a ton. Which means it is time to kill some stuff. Alright, let's not mess around here any longer. We'll boom. And that takes out the two we first started to hit. Hendrick's not messing around either. Hooray. I feel like we were getting more experience before the whole crash of Yggdrasil. As far as random battles go, maybe it was just my imagination. It was just the enemies we were facing. I don't know. So I'm just kind of exploring around here. I see this little, the way this map is presented. There's like this area over here. Oh gosh, there's got to be something hidden in this tall grass. And not a Pokemon. I know we've been talking about Pokemon in this episode. But, ooh, I found it. Usually I'm terrible at finding things that are hidden like this. And we found a mini medal for our troubles. That is very nice indeed. Okay, we are done in that section. So let's keep heading up this mountain. I don't want to fight you guys. You guys are just really annoying to deal with. But yeah, I ended up not finding... I don't know what the whole deal was with that group that was causing a rabble to the west over in the Champ Sauvage. Now, before we save it, I see a thing over here. Now, do not try this at home. Well, I guess you wouldn't be at home if you were trying this, unless you have like a waterfall and mountaintop in your backyard, but this just reeks of dangerous. First of all, if that water was like coming any closer, it could just completely wash you away. And going across that little ledge, that's got to be insanely slippery because it is still wet back there. Yeah, so if you ever have the opportunity, don't try something like that.